There's a bit of frustration occasionally, like, well, this is kind of a hard game.
Well, listen, that's a normal part of it. And I was listening to these, since I'm doing this intensive with y'all, I'm still doing it. I was listening to these recordings that David Godman did. And he's one of the few people Ramesh respected. But David Godman, he said, you know, he has a house outside of the Ramana ashram, and he said, invariably 2 or 3 times a week, someone insists that they need to ask him a question. And so he goes to the ashram and talks to him. And he says 9 times out of 10, it's people who are frustrated that they've been doing all that and they're not getting anywhere, and they're not doing it right. And David Godman, he said that's par for the course. That's just normal. That's what happens on this. And what happens is, it's like, you know, you don't think you're getting anywhere, because what's going on is this spiritual journey is dredging up more shit. And there's a lot of shit down there, and it doesn't get better. It gets uglier, and it gets stickier, and it gets gooey, and you think you're not getting anywhere because it's just dredging up more garbage. And, you know, but you are, you know, it's just the normal part. And that sense of frustration is really just the ego's way of saying, I don't like it. And you buying into it shows you how deep and ugly it's getting. You see, so when you can laugh the ego off about its frustration, and like, who cares? Who cares? I mean, you're doing what God made you to do, and it's going the way it's going, and it's either going to happen or not happen, and none of it's in your hands anyway. And, you know, it's like, really, ultimately, you know, the seeker has to give up. No, you see, no, I was doing those just before the enlightenment. I was completing the night writings, when basically the night writings were, what happened was, the ego, I realized, I've been with Ramesh all these years, I've been with Baba, I've done everything I can do, I've listened to so much, and I can't do any more. So it's clear to me I'm stuck with the ego. So I might as well get to know the shit I'm stuck with. And so basically the night writings were a process of dredging out all the bullshit of the ego and getting to know it well. And what happened was, I didn't know this was going to happen, but what happened was, I saw the ego in I saw every little nook and cranny of it. And eventually, at the end, the ego was transparent to me. And it could no longer block anything, because I saw it everywhere. I saw it completely. And that released it. But you see, in that process, I had given up. I didn't do it with that in mind. You see, I had given up, and I figured, well, I might as well get to know this piece of shit I'm stuck with, you know? And that's that. So anyway, so it happens on its own in its own way. And the seeker will give up when it's time. And you're going to be fine. Your understanding is as good as it can be here. And I think you also have a feeling for it. And more, I would just remember the silence, remember the stillness, and do not allow yourself to fall into forgetfulness. You see, that's just a habit. It's a habit to forget. just remember and remember and remember and remember and remember. And eventually, it's going to remember you. And you won't have to work so hard anymore because you'll both be living in the same place. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. My plan is to try to keep with stillness and remembering as much as possible.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, thank you.
What was the but?
What?
You said but?
Well, but it's hard to do, you know. I mean, I'm just going to keep trying, and
Well, yeah, okay. Now, see, here's
yeah.
the thing. It's impossible to do.
Perfection is not possible, but you do the best you can.
No.
Yeah.
Alan, you can't do this. But see that it's already been done, that the stillness is with you. It's not something you can do, but it's something that is always with you. And all that needs just awareness that that is there. Awareness that that is there. So like, the in between the breath thing, there's that stillness in between the in and out breath. It's always there. There's that stillness before every thought came. It's always there. Really see that it's always there. And you won't have to work very hard at all because all you'll be doing is being aware of what is always there, you see? And it's not something you have to do here. It's something that you know, and you do know this. And just remember it. And when you forget, just remember it again. You see? I don't know. You keep working it, but it's not something you can do, but it is something that's being done right now.